Welcome to our show, Geeks Are Wired podcast, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. I'm one of your hosts, Bill, and the other host is Anthony.
Hi.
Heyo. You can contact us by emailing us at geeksarewired@gmail.com or send us a voicemail or text message at 801-896-GEEK. That's also 801-896-4335. And you also can help support us by going to our Patreon page at patreon.com/geeksarewired. And getting straight into it and no lollygagging.
What are we getting straight into?
We shall get into Apple.
Okay. Which one?
Which one you want?
I want to talk about the colors.
The colors. They're pretty.
So I put 2 links in that one.
Ooh.
Did you see the original Apples? Like iMacs that were colored?
Oh, the old?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
candy colored ones, the G3.
The late 90s version?
Late 90s, early 2000s. And then if you scroll down a little bit on the design part, see where it's shuffling the pictures. That's what all of them look like. I have a green one.
Still?
Yeah.
Ah.
It runs, I think, Linux right now, but...
Nice.
Or it would, like... I had it running Linux. It used to be a web server for me, just for fun. It takes like 5 to 8 minutes just to start Linux, though, because it's like...
old.
Yeah, I think I have 512 megabytes of RAM in there. It maxes out at 256 megabytes. So it's got double the amount of RAM it can take, but that's just because it's the only size RAM chips I had.
Ah.
But they're bringing back the colors.
Yay.
And they look like... They're interesting looking. I know a lot of... scroll down a little bit. So right... no, down a little. Right there. So a lot of people are complaining about the chin. Like on the bottom of the screen. They think it's too large, and I kind of get that to a point, but like a lot of people were wondering why they didn't just like cram it up behind the screen, and I'm thinking... No, that's not why, actually, but... Like, I know that has a chin, too, but...
Haven't they always had... Haven't the all-in-ones always had?
They have, but that's because they had to. I don't know if they show the inside... click on Learn More, yeah. Maybe they'll show the insides on that one.
They're thin. They're like iPad thin.
Oh, they're so thin that you can't... Like the headphone port, what is that, 3.5 millimeter?
Yeah.
That has to go on the side now because it can't plug in from the back because it would be too long.
Well, and
it would stick out.
That would still make sense because that's a lot of like space. So that big old chin would be a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff down there that needs to be down there.
Not necessarily. So keep scrolling down until you see something that shows the insides of it.
Well, that was some of the stuff on why like our phones had so much bezel around them or had to be so thick or so forth because if they had the old style plugs, then that was physical space taking up. Wow, that back plug on the back that thing has to be tiny.
Yeah, that one, it's because... So that has a power brick now. It's not just a normal, like...
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are annoyed about that. I'm not really, because like the reason why they did that is like it's the same reason why the Xbox 360 had an external power brick. Heat.
Yeah.
Like if you have the power source outside of it, it's easier to both keep the power source cool and to keep the actual computer cool.
And the thing is small. It's the same reason that we have power bricks on our iPad, on our tablets, on our laptops, because to put a power supply in our laptops and our tablets would mean that there's way more in our devices and our phones too. I mean, there's no power supply in our phone.
The thing I don't get with this though is that it's magnetic.
Really?
It's MagSafe.
So it's MagSafe, but it's an actual plug still.
Well, yes, but that's the part that I don't get is because it's a desktop. It's not really going to get like snagged, which is the whole point of MagSafe. So it's just an odd choice. Maybe it makes sense like with a sit-stand desk. Instead of it's like yanking your whole monitor back, it would just yank the cord out, which is inconvenient, but It doesn't like ruin your $2,000 computer.
True, but it could also be Apple's way of avoiding the mandatory have to use the same plug as everybody else enforcement.
I don't know that applies to computers.
Desktops.
No, and not that necessarily, but like computer power supplies specifically, like the power cord for it.
I guess, yeah, laptops don't have that
Because
same.
the other end of it, I think, still uses that style.
Yeah.
Either that or it'll use like the miniaturized like 3-prong style.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they all have this, but I know the more expensive model has an Ethernet plug on the actual power brick.
Oh, kind of like how the
Chromecast 4K is?
Yep.
Yeah. Same idea. And so people are thinking that they're really just using USB-C for that connection to just take the power up there as well as the Ethernet data.
I could see that. Oh, that could be the speakers.
I mean, they're down there too, but keep going down.
There's a little bit of...
There's a little bit, but it's not
there's
enough.
fans, there's speakers.
Yes, but it really doesn't even need a fan. Like, this has a lot of cooling, like more cooling than it actually probably needs. I don't even know where I was going with this, actually. But they did put everything down at the bottom, but if they made it just a little bit thicker, they could have spread it out on the back. But I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, people want thinness.
All right, I went through the entire page.
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay, I'm like, where's the inside?
Like, it might have just been in their, like, keynote and stuff. Like, if you were to Google it, you could find it. But basically, it's just that, like, the circuit board is just really tiny because it's a system on a chip now. Yeah, look up iMac insides or whatever.
Yeah. But continue.
Yeah, it's just all at the bottom, and they have 2 cooling fans, which it probably doesn't need 2 cooling fans. And it does use the M1 like the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, and the Mac Mini use right now. And yeah. And then the rest of it is just like above that, it's just screen basically.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of empty space up there. There's the circuit board, and there's the cooling. It doesn't need 2 cooling fans. The MacBook Air gets away with no cooling fans. Mine, I've heard the cooling fan turn on like twice.
It's all the cooling fans.
I mean, it's great that it has that much cooling. I'm just saying it doesn't need to. It probably doesn't really need to.
And 6 speakers.
Yeah. It's like the speakers on the MacBook Pro.
All right.
I think they got... I don't think they have 6. But I think they got more than 2.
Apple?
No.
Oh, and yours.
My
okay.
MacBook Pro. Not the iMac. But my favorite thing is just the colors, because they're mostly like pastel, which is just kind of harken back to how they used to be colorful. And I'm wondering if this will translate to the laptops again, so that we'll get, because they used to make like really kind of cheesy looking. Oh, scroll back a little bit till you get that 2-tone thing.
Oh,
The other way. I kind of wish they did that.
yeah.
Where it's like bright orange on the bottom and then blue on the top.
There was a moment when I was scrolling through it, I thought it was. For a moment, I was like, interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that too. And they realized since that it's not, but they just really want it. Like they would enjoy that. Another thing that people are kind of not... that's an interesting plug. I've never actually
back
looked at the
center
plug.
one?
Yeah.
Is that the actual power plug?
That's the power plug.
Huh.
It's the magnet one. But another thing that people are kind of upset about is the black. They're not black bezels anymore. They're white. But I think that makes sense because of the color schemes they're going with. You can see them right there. Yeah. Because they're all like, especially the chin. The chin is a lighter color of the main color. And white just looks better there. Like, I don't think putting black there would look good. The only other thing I could see them putting there would be one of the 2 colors that the Mac already has. But I think it being a white bezel isn't the worst thing. Like, and I think I actually like A lot of the colors, it actually looks decent being white. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, they all do. Like you said, they're pastels.
It's pretty.
They're very. Most of them are very light. Even the dark blue actually still seems light.
Yeah, the only weird thing is like the red one. The other tone color that they use is like a salmon color, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I just like that they're doing the color thing again.
That is interesting, where the back is a different color than the front. I guess I didn't fully notice that.
Yeah, two-tone. I do wish that they didn't do that, but...
Well, yeah,
I still think it's cool. I almost want to get one, but I don't even use the iMac that I have, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to... Because, like, you like your laptop and...
Yeah, my iMac that I have right now is just, like, I have my office, and I have my computer desk set up there, and I have a desk behind me where the iMac is on there, and it's just sat there and looked pretty the past, like, 4 months. So I'm probably going to sell it. I'd rather someone get some use out of it. I'm not going to get a whole lot of money out of it because of that, but that's okay.
What do you think about the iPads?
I see. I don't know why they put an M1 in that.
More power. They got to compete with the laptopies.
Why?
Because that's the thing that
the
everyone
iPad is the only good tablet.
Well, that's the thing that everyone every year people are always going like, is this the laptop killer?
To be fair, the iPad Pro is, depending on what you're using it for. If you just need word processing and stuff like that, it's good. You can also do code editing on it to a point. You can also do video editing on it pretty well.
So I have done, and this is even back when you have a decently powerful Office on your iPad. I still have one that a couple years old. I pulled it out to start doing some stuff. I can't do the things I can do on a laptop, period. It is still It
is better. However, I still wouldn't use it over a laptop, me personally. But they're getting there, especially where now they have... let's go back up. Right there. So that keyboard that they have has a trackpad and stuff built into it. So like it has full mouse support now. The mouse doesn't look like your standard mouse still, which still bugs me. It's that little circle. But it's all built in now at least. And I know that Android's had mouse support built into it forever, but still. The thing that I don't get is that they put an M1 in there when their last chip was just as good, really. Okay, I'm not going to say just as good, but it was powerful enough for what the iPad needed. And now it's super powered. And I almost wonder if they're going to start maybe bringing more Mac OS related stuff onto it. Because at this point, it's the same chip. It can't handle it. They can't use that excuse anymore. Because I think that used to be the excuse that they used to use. But it's also kind of cool that they've got a chip now that just one chip that just works with everything. And now that, whereas before, your laptop has an i5 or i7 in it, right? It doesn't matter. For my comparison, it doesn't matter. If you were to, so let's say it had an i5, but you wanted the i7, it's and nothing else changed, just the processor. It's like an extra $200 bump or whatever, right? Theoretically speaking, it could be 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. With these, what Apple's doing, the price is no longer performance; it's more model based. So, you have a $1,200 MacBook Air. It has the same chip in it that my $2,000 MacBook Pro does. The caveat there is that the MacBook Air one, the cheapest one, has one less core because the thought process is that I think they're quote-unquote rejects. They're the chips that weren't quite up to snuff, but they're still good enough.
Yeah.
So they just disable a core, which a lot of people will probably complain about, but I think otherwise they're just going to get binned. They may as well get used.
Yeah.
It's just super useful, super wasteful not to use them. So it changes the pricing model to a different kind of thing because it's all one chip now.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting take. And It goes both ways and being a good and bad thing.
So the track, okay. So isn't the trackpad add-on like an $800 or am I?
I have no idea how much that keyboard is. I'm pretty sure it's not cheap.
Okay, I thought I saw that it was. Maybe I was looking at the. But okay, so what did you mean by it was the mouse pad was? You're saying it's like the Macs or?
No, the track. So
the trackpad.
The trackpad. I was talking about the mouse that's displays on the screen.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It's like a little circle thing.
Kind of. Okay.
So it's not your standard like Mac mouse.
I thought you were being the pad.
No.
The mouse pad. Okay.
I don't. Actually, that trackpad's probably similar to what these are. Like as far as feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be surprised if they weren't actually.
And by these you mean your laptop, your Apple laptop.
I wonder if they use because for the touchpad, on mine at least, they use the click isn't a click. It's like a vibrate. It's like haptic. And I wonder if the iPad keyboard's like that too.
You can get 2 terabytes in your
iPad Pro because it's a desktop. It's a laptop replacement thing.
Of course it is.
Hey, you're trying to get the most expensive thing. Go with the 3G or the 5G.
Oh, I have to go with the 3G?
The 5G, sorry. Shh. It's just a cellular, but it's 5G.
Of course, I have to put engravings on because...
You can put poop emojis.
Yep, done.
And you can also put just words too.
And second...
not all the words. Like, there's some words it won't let you put, but... Like, it won't let you... Just try to put poop. It won't let you do poop, but it'll let you do the poop emoji.
Well, because the poop emoji means something else in some other cultures.
But now put P, like P-E, like P-E-E. No. Get rid of poop and put P-E. It'll let you do that. Like it's just interesting that they block certain words but not others. But yeah, all the emojis are supported.
Yay. So
that's a lot of money.
$2,400.
To be fair, though, a similarly spec'd MacBook Pro would cost quite a bit more. No, the 13-inch.
Okay.
If you're doing M1.
Oh, yeah.
And then pick the second one.
Oh, yeah.
They're the same thing. They're 2 different pricing things. Like, clicking on either one will let you spec them up to the same thing, I think. But yeah, get the 16 and then dump it or bump it up to 2 terabytes, and then I think that's it. Don't worry about the software. Oh, it's the same price. Huh.
$2,300.
Why didn't I do that?
The iPad actually is an extra $100. $2,300 for the
To
top
be fair,
end
it's because it has that mini LED screen.
for the iPad.
Yeah, it has a mini LED screen.
But does this come with a keyboard? Or do I have to
I doubt
spend money extra on the keyboard?
I doubt it. Because most tablets don't come with keyboards. Most of the time.
The Magic Keyboard. Sold separately.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So it means I'm spending an extra $100 over a laptop to not include a keyboard.
Can you not add in accessories?
No, it's not letting me
on
add
this page?
accessories. No.
Oh.
See, I click all the things.
No, then scroll down. Scroll down. Keep going.
Learn more.
Keep down.
Keep going. And I'm at the bottom of the page.
Okay, add it to the cart. Maybe it'll try to upsell you.
All right, let's see adding to cart.
It won't let you. Scroll up.
I missed something? Am I too early? I might be too early.
Might be your engravings
Order
too.
4:30. Available second half of May. I can't order it yet. I'm too early.
You're too early. Maybe that's why you can't get the Magic Keyboard thing either. It's only $199.91 for 12 months. Like a month for 12 months.
Well, let's see what keyboard costs.
That might just be the original. So $300.
I gotta match it.
Color match.
Order 4:30. No, it's the new one.
Oh, okay. So $300.
So $400 more to get an iPad with a keyboard over
But look at that sweet kickstand.
a laptop.
The sweet kickstand, though. It floats. Sort
like
of.
a butterfly? Does it sting like a bee?
No. You get out of here with your car references. Or whatever. They were probably referencing something. What were they referencing?
A boxer?
Okay. Makes sense.
Muhammad Ali?
I was going with cars because the old cop car says that to the NASCAR whenever they're trying to do drifting.
Yeah, it's Muhammad Ali. Felt like a butterfly,
Okay, that's
sting
cool.
like a bee.
I like cars more. Like the movie Cars. Cars as a, item, like the vehicles are cool too, but...
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it is... I'm not saying it's not expensive. I also think that the M1 is like way overkill on it, but it would let them do more because it does have more like specific cores for like neural net and stuff like that. So it would let them do stuff like that.
The iPad?
Yeah, it would let the iPad do stuff like that because you could. There's probably stuff in the language to let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just does. It does seem like an odd move, but it can handle it. So
I'll admit, pretty. I was actually pondering about it, but I have to admit that 'cause I was thinking like, oh, maybe I could get the Pro finally. Because I've never gotten the Pro, and I've been happy with what I've had.
For your iPad?
Mm-hmm.
Do you even use your iPad?
Occasionally, yes. Like I said, I even pulled it out to actually like do some Excel stuff on it, and instantly put it away and pulled out my laptop.
Yeah, because it doesn't have like a keyboard and stuff.
No. Because Excel on the iPad can't do what Excel on the computer can do.
Okay,
that was why.
Fine.
Because I had
You're not wrong.
a fairly decent, complex Excel document.
But if you were using Apple's Excel, it'd probably be fine.
I already have Excel.
I know. I'm just saying.
I even have a subscription. I get the terabyte of storage online. I don't need more spreadsheet apps. Plus, I have Google's too if I wanted to.
One of us. No, don't use Google's. Ew. Google. So, small tangent. Google's G Suite started off so good, and then they just didn't do anything with it. And Microsoft almost has beaten them, and in some cases, I would argue they have.
I would say Microsoft has beat them in their online stuff, hands down, which is the one place that Google actually had a chance.
I will say that Google does.
Them.
Yes. I will say that Google has a good... Okay, not good, but the advantage for them is that it's lighter. Like, it's not as demanding on resources, because Office for...
the browser version.
It can be, actually. You just haven't used it on, like, potato computers.
Okay.
If you used it on a potato computer, it's not great.
It'll
do the job. Okay, that's the app's fault, though. But, yeah, you can go ahead with what you were doing. Just that they...
I was thinking I'd get the Pro, but like I said, I've never... Like, if I got the Pro, I think it would probably be the last iPad I'd actually get for a while. But like you said, it's kind of that... Do I want it? Do I want that much power? Do I really need that much? I mean, come on, look, there is like a... Between the iPad and the Pro is like $400 difference? $370 difference?
Yeah, but they're quite a bit more. You get a lot more power with that. I know it doesn't justify the cost completely, but that is one of the reasons.
If I was really that, I'd probably be happy with the iPad Air in reality.
Yeah, you probably would.
Spend just an extra 170 instead of 370.
Yeah, it would probably work fine for you because you don't need what the iPad Pro would offer, really. Mm-hmm. I still kind of want to get an iPad mini, but just because for the novelty. It's still weird that it's more money than the little normal iPad is. I don't get that. Because
you got to get more. Well, also the iPad mini, unless this is the updated iPad.
It is the updated iPad.
I know the iPad mini.
I think it's the same one that I have.
The newer processor in it, while the The regular iPad didn't yet.
All I know is it supports the original pencil. Not the Pencil 2, but the first pencil.
Huh.
Just like mine does. And mine also has that keyboard attachment, which I don't think anybody's used. I don't even think Apple themselves have used it.
See, I just plug a wireless keyboard into mine.
Yeah, because you got the little dongle thing.
The adapter, yeah.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. I use mine to watch YouTube usually. That's it.
Well, see, that's if I'm going to like type on and stuff. And yes, it would be nice if I could do coding on it a little bit more or had better apps or stuff that... Because I admit the coding on is kind of interesting, and even some like writing or stuff. I feel like the experience could be a smidgen better, but
at least they have a decent tablet with a decent OS.
Yeah.
Unlike Android.
Well, Android dropped theirs. That's why. Google's not doing tablets.
I know they're
anymore.
Not, but I don't know why.
Amazon is doing it because they realized that they got into it late and they aren't actually going to spend money on it, and they decided that if they're not going to do it right, they should just stop doing it. It's the one thing that they actually decided they should, because they're not going to do the hardware. They stopped doing the hardware, and so they're like, yeah, you guys can throw...
They should do the same thing with Android Wear.
Yeah.
Or just... No, they can't redeem themselves on it. They've tried like 3 times now.
Maybe that's why they're just like, done.
Well, that's why they bought Fitbit.
Yeah.
And then they'll just like trash it.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about that. I feel like there was another smartwatch that I almost was going to jump on.
The OnePlus?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding.
There's been some terrible reviews with it for the first like 30 days, which is not entirely surprising because it's their first watch.
True.
But
never buy first gen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a generally good rule of thumb. Sometimes you can... In fact, I almost didn't buy my MacBook because of that. But AirTags. So what do you know about these, Bill?
I know that if you are separated from your AirTag for 2.5 days, every time there's movement on this tag, it vibrates or it makes noise.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I do know that there's a lot of interesting features with it. So if you have a newer...
So explain what the AirTag is.
Okay, fine. The AirTag... That's a good idea. So it's basically an NFC tag, but a little smarter. Because NFC tags normally are just these little passive things that you just set somewhere or stick them on a wall or something and call it good. They don't take any power. Well, they do take power, but they get powered by the NFC reader, just passively. With the AirTags are a lot more money because Apple, 1, but 2, they can be like, if you have a newer iPhone, you can track it. Like once you get to about 30 feet away from it, it'll start, and you're trying to find it because you lost it. Mm-hmm. It'll start coming up with like a direction where it's from and how far away you are from it. It'll also play like little noises and stuff because it does have a speaker. That little tiny thing has a speaker in it. That's actually pretty loud, considering what it is at least. And you can make it play noise just like you can with the AirPods and stuff. And if you lose it, you can put it into like lost mode, and any Apple device that picks up on it passively will update the Find My app so you can tell where it is at least, which is a big thing that they have over what's that other tag?
Like the square one, whoever it is.
The square one, yeah.
We'll call it the square one.
It's not the square one, though.
But it's square. But yes, about that one.
It's like that, but better because for that one to work, you have to be in the ecosystem, whereas with Apple's, as long as you're in the Apple ecosystem, it'll just passively update it. It'll notice that it's there, and then it'll just send off the thing to Apple saying that, hey, this AirTag with this ID, like this UUID, was found here. Mm-hmm. So, and I guess it does that with all the other like Apple devices too, from what I've been able to understand. But there's how it works with Find My. Also, okay, the unwanted tracking. So what's cool about this is that So say someone buys an AirTag, they pair it to their phone, and then they just like strap it on or throw it into someone's bag so that they can track them.
Mm-hmm.
If you if there's an AirTag that is near you and disconnected from its owner for more than like a couple of minutes, I think it's like 10 to 20, maybe 30 minutes, it'll actually send you a notification that's like, hey, this AirTag is following you.
Ah.
And so if you're in like the car with someone and they have an AirTag, you have an AirTag, it won't do it because you're both close enough to each other.
Because it's their AirTag and it's with them, obviously.
Yeah, that's it too. Because as long as it's connected to the owner, then it won't notify you. It won't do false positives, basically, or it does a very good job of not doing it. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. The battery is replaceable, which is kind of surprising to me because Apple. It's just a simple CR like 232 or 2032 battery button cell, which is used in a lot of stuff. And I think it can last for like a year.
Yes.
Which is, and since it's always on, that's amazing. It's also somewhat water resistant, as the splash says. Yeah, they're $29 a piece, or you can buy 4 of them for $100. I keep forgetting to buy some because I do want some.
You can't buy them.
You can.
I thought this was the 30th as well.
Nope, you can buy these. These are available to buy. See?
Oh.
You just won't get them till June 4th.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Probably because they're on super back order right now because everybody bought them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're cool. Kind of wish they came out with more colors, but you can just fix that. It doesn't matter because you're just going to cover it up probably anyways. Like with the little lanyard thing.
Or wallet or whatever else.
Or it's just going to get thrown in your bag and scratched to all heck.
Exactly. You can engrave it still.
Yeah, you can engrave it.
For
free engraving.
freezies.
You can put a lot on it. And I might even do it just for fun. So yeah, AirTags.
Yeah.
They only come in one color. Missed opportunity due to the iMacs.
Yep.
Would you get one? If you were in the ecosystem more?
If I was in the ecosystem, actually, that is a pretty good one.
It will work with your iPad. Like, you don't have to have an iPhone like you have to with the watch. So you could use it for your keys and stuff. So, like, one of the things I'm going to put it on is my keys. Because, not that I lose them that often, but when I do, oh, man. It sucks.
Yeah, I've created routines, so my keys are...
Yeah, same here. Whenever I get home, they go straight into the nightstand. If they don't, not finding them.
Yeah, mine go to their locations. Occasionally they stay in a coat by accident, but it doesn't take me long to figure it out.
But I'm just going to... That's the most obvious one to me to put it on. Other thing might be a backpack, though. That would really only be useful if you lost it, which does happen, but... I mean, I haven't lost mine, but it's a thing that happens to people.
It'd be nice for plane trips.
Yeah. A lot of people have talked about putting it on their luggage.
Yep.
The only thing to me is I would be... So let's say they do lose your luggage.
Yeah.
Getting told about it, that it's not like... So say you're on your plane, never makes it into your plane, which doesn't necessarily mean it's lost, but it would make me... Because it might be going on a different plane. Like it might be... So say you have a hop in between, like you're stopping somewhere, whereas your luggage gets loaded onto a plane that just goes straight there.
Yeah.
I would be paranoid about not, like, it would tell me that, oh, it's not here anymore. Like you're not connected to it. It's actually way over there on this other plane. And then I would just be paranoid about it all the way until I got back to my like destination, which that's just me. Yes, they can. The Androids can because it does act like a normal NFC tag. So if you find one and you're an Android device, you can read it and it will tell you, hey, this belongs to this number, call them.
Interesting.
You can't use it for anything other than that.
You just are helping out.
Yeah.
a random person.
Mm-hmm. So that is the benefit of it being just standard NFC on its own.
I can't find the article that it was, because I was thinking like if you're separated from your luggage, and after a couple of days it just starts making noise every time it's moved. Obviously, somebody's going to get very annoyed with it.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only thing that's nice about that is the fact that you know where it's at generally.
Yeah, that's fair too. And
like you're saying you'd stress out. I'd just be like, oh, it looks like it's in the same city as me now. I guess my stuff will be delivered to my hotel room in a bit, or whatever the thing is going on. Or I can go pick it up. Or I'm at home. Hey, look, it's at the local airport. I can just go pick them up, and I don't have to wait for a phone call now because I got notification that it's in my vicinity. And yeah, no, a lot of the times I've had luggage. When I've had luggage issues, it's because of plane delays, which means that I get moved to a different plane so I can make my connections, while my luggage, on the other hand, gets delayed and shows up a day later because they didn't take it off the plane.
This is why I just do carry on.
Well, it depends on how long I'm going to be gone for.
This is why if you're gone for that long, you just buy new clothes.
Disney's not a cheap place to buy clothes.
That's why you take Uber or Lyft or taxi even to a place away from Disney and buy your stuff. It'll still be expensive because tourism, but
I'll just save money and
yes,
it's usually not too bad to check a bag.
I mean, I've done it before. The first time that I rode in a plane, and then all the rest of the times I've only been gone for like 2 to 3 days. So
yeah,
a little bag was enough.
Short trips, you're right.
But yeah,
all right. It is interesting. But this is also almost, and if you're wondering, the square thing, they're called tiles.
Tile, yes. I knew it as soon as you were going to say it.
I actually cheated and I saw it on the list of
I just took buffering.
iPads or Apple AirTags tile competitor or tile-like item tracker. But yeah, yes, kind of, they're interesting. But I have lost stuff for so long. I've started making routines to try to make sure I don't. And the things that I would lose are because of they would never have this thing attached to them.
Yeah, like I might lose my wallet, and this thing isn't designed to a point where it would be feasible to put on your wallet, especially if it's like a slimline one.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if they made like a square one, like similar to Tile, it would be more feasible to put it on there. Or at least less annoying to have it on there.
And then there's like my sunglasses. Yeah, right. I'm not going to hang an Apple tag off of.
That'll be the new fashion sense.
Or my glasses in general.
That'll be the new fashion. You just gotta wait for the AR glasses.
There we go.
They'll have it built in. They probably will.
Yeah, makes sense. They have it built into all the other Apple stuff, so why not?
I mean, yes and no.
So,
the Find My? Okay. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Find My stuff.
Actually, yeah, you wouldn't even need that. It would just work with Find My.
Mm-hmm.
Because, heck, it works with, I'm pretty sure.
Your laptop, your iPad, your phones, all your Apple stuff, all works together in that Find My.
Sure does.
And if you're not in the Apple ecosystem, Google has their Find My Droid. Windows, I feel like Windows has something. I used to use one that worked between all of them.
See, look at the list.
Yep. I have a similar list.
That my watch is here. It knows that my phone is here. It knows that my other phone is here. It knows that my
How many phones
MacBook.
you got?
I brought my iPhone 8 with me because it still has the 2-factor authentication on it that I haven't transferred yet. And I wasn't sure if I would need it. It's almost dead though, so it's like gonna do me no good. And then my iMac is at home, and it says my AirPods are at home. They're not, but it's just because they haven't been turned on yet. If I open them up, they'll probably update. If I can find it. Not that it matters.
It matters.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing really matters. Anyone
Opening it
can
up.
see.
It's taking longer to update than I thought it would.
Doesn't really matter
It updated.
to
Now they're in
me.
Chubbuck. All right. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Love, death, and robots.
By the way, that show is very graphic.
Yes.
So, and by graphic, it also has like nudity and stuff in it sometimes. So, we'll preface it with that. Yeah. The show's great, but if you or anyone who would watch it with you doesn't like that stuff, you've been warned.
So I don't know, because Netflix had the first season. The second season is getting ready to come out. Yes, it is very graphic. It is many of them. There are some that are okay, so the episodes that are
The one with robots in it and kitties.
That
Kitties, by
one's
kitties,
cute.
I mean like cats.
Yes. Well, and yogurt. Yogurt was very safe.
Oh, the yogurt one. I
Yogurt
forgot
just
about
wanted
the
Ohio.
yogurt one.
How can you forget about yogurt? Yogurt is everything.
Oh, the yogurt one was fun.
Yes. So there are safe ones. There are graphic, adult-themed ones. They are mostly based off of a book, from short stories from the book. So they're all independent stories. There is the idea of... That's the thing about when you have a show that does a bunch of independent stories like this.
Episodic.
Yeah. And even more episodic, even like super separated episode. Like it's not episodic like Friends episodic.
Or like
a TV
Monster
show.
of the Week.
Yeah.
This would be like...
They are very much different people, different locations, different timeline, different everything.
It's a different show.
Everything is... But a lot of people still look at it, go like, well, can we put these in timeline? Do they exist with each other? Kind of like how people do with Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, all of Pixar movies are different, but there's
theoretically a timeline for it.
Yeah, and there's things that tie them together, and so there's this kind of like Heavy Metal, the movie.
Heavy Metal, the movie.
Heavy Metal, yes. It's a bunch of mini stories all tied together. I want to say this came out in like either 80.
Okay, that's why. That's why I don't know about it. Yeah, heavy. Did you type Heavy
81.
Metal movie or just Heavy Metal?
Well, it figured it out. 81.
Yeah, it did. Okay.
Came out in 81.
Jeez.
And it has, decent actors in it, but these are all... So there's a bunch of stories, and they took these stories from the Heavy Metal comics, and they tied them together with an orb. There was an orb that traveled between all of these places in the universe. So there was something that tied all of the...
Universe or multiverse?
Universe.
Oh,
It just stayed in the same universe, but it covered multiple time periods.
So it was the Traveler.
Kind of, yeah. And they have like John Candy. He does a couple voices in it. You know who John Candy is, right?
Negative. Nope. No idea.
You don't know who John Candy?
I don't know actors, Bill.
He played in Spaceballs. He was Barf.
Oh, he's like the Klingon, right?
The dog. Barf. He's half man, half dog. He's his own best friend.
But was he parodying... Well, was Spaceballs parodying Star Trek or Star Wars or both?
Mostly Star Wars, but both. It parodied lots of sci-fi stuff.
Okay, just sci-fi in general.
Definitely
more Star Wars.
Heavy Star Wars. So if anything, he would be making fun of...
Chewie?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know who you're talking about then.
All right.
Because I've seen Spaceballs, but I've only seen it once, and it was years ago.
Oh.
Back when I didn't really appreciate it that much. Like, it was funny, but not funny to the same way as me because like their speed index is ludicrous. Like it's literally called ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
Didn't get that the first watch. Didn't get that until I watched speed comparisons of like sci-fi universes to figure out which light speed or which faster than light travel was best. Like going by numbers because I was interested on how fast stuff was.
Well, of course they go fast because they went full plaid.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, they went plaid.
They went plaid?
Yeah, when they fly past them, they went plaid. That's what happens when you go ludicrous. You go plaid.
Plaid. Like the material plaid?
Like the design.
Okay, I don't remember this movie at all.
We may have to do some watching. I think I only have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray.
Only, he says.
Hey, I don't have it on Laserdisc, but I don't.
What
really
about VCD? Do you know what a VCD is?
Video cassette tape.
No.
Disc.
It's video. It's video. It just stands for video compact disc.
Oh.
It's like DVD, but it uses a CD format instead.
I didn't have it on beta.
Did you even have?
I've never had a beta. I've actually never physically seen a beta.
I've never physically seen a Betamax either.
I have seen them in pictures and.
Yeah, I've seen them on TV and stuff.
Yeah. But that's that.
Yeah, the only thing I remember from Spaceballs is, and this is only because I saw this recently, was it was like a what is that's now, but what was now or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the
but well, now you're seeing now on like what is it seeing? It's seeing now.
Oh,
they were
yes.
basically watching a thing of themselves, I think.
Okay, so when they're trying to, because
I don't remember what it was, but
they could figure out where everybody was because the movies are released currently when the movie is 75% done in being filmed. So they're able to fast forward through the movie, and then they get to this point, and they're like, "Well, when is this? This is now."
Yes,
Well, when was then? Well, we passed it. Well, when can we get to then? Soon.
Well, when is soon? Now. And stuff like that.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous, but it's so I think I need to watch it
How about
again.
Eugene Levy? Do you recognize Eugene Levy?
Yes, and the name actually does sound familiar. I don't know what he was in.
He was in... he was actually just in something recently.
That's what I thought, too.
Schitt's Creek.
Haven't seen that.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Doesn't mean You know the last time I watched my Netflix, even though I keep paying for it because I forget about it?
Okay, how about American Pie? He's the dad.
I'm not gonna say anything.
He's the dad on
I'm
American
not
Pie.
saying anything.
Just the dad on American Pie.
I haven't seen American Pie. He was on Hitched? Okay, I have seen Hitched.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's like the Grimm's.
I don't remember what he was, though.
Actually, I don't remember him in Hitched at all. So he was like a minimal.
Curious George? Finding Dory? I haven't watched that.
That's
either.
a voice, but you wouldn't recognize this. You may, I don't know.
I probably would recognize the voice, actually. I don't know the rest of these at all.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, it's a bunch of famous actors. Okay, back on
Heavy Metal?
Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal Alchemist?
No. The movie.
So it's not Heavy Metal Alchemist?
Look, a spaceman comes out of a Corvette from the moon and lands and goes home.
Comes out what? Say that again.
A spaceman comes out of a Corvette, lands down, and then drives home. He gets dropped out of his spaceship. He comes down through the atmosphere in his Corvette.
As you do.
Yep. Pops the parachute, lands, and drives home.
Oh, the parachute is attached to the car.
Oh, of course. Where else would it be?
Attached to his backpack, like he just like parachuted out of the car.
No.
And the car is just like, bye.
No, you have to. It's a Corvette. You have to drive the Corvette home.
Well, just getting, just dropping the Corvette out of the spaceship wasn't like. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Wasn't like asinine enough. And then, so I thought just discarding the Corvette was just like second nature, but nope.
No, it's heavy metal. You have to keep the Corvette.
But wouldn't it get burnt up in the atmosphere?
It's a Corvette, and it's heavy metal. Heavy metal saves the Corvette.
No, that's not how that works, Bill. If
doesn't.
anything, heavy metal would make it fall faster. It would increase the terminal velocity.
All right, we got to heavy metal. We sidetracked. We're going back to Love, Death, and Robots. It's very... Actually, you were talking about like adult theme. Heavy metal is very adult. Heavy metal deserves a star rating. Love, Death, and Robots, if it was a movie, R-rated. Period. But the new season's been announced. They've released the trailer.
The trailer doesn't have anything bad in it.
Correct. There's 18 new shorts that they're going to be releasing.
So 18 new episodes?
Yes.
Ooh.
So yeah, and they vary in... The first season varied. It was what? The shortest one was like 2 minutes. The longest one was like 40.
Really?
I feel like it was. But...
Maybe one of them was 2 parts.
No.
Oh.
They were all contained.
I think the one that sits with me the most was the blue one. The pool.
Yeah.
The pool robot. Because it just like hits you. It's very like meta and deep. I don't know if I'm using those
I want to
words
say...
right
I forgot what that one was called. It was like something blue.
Yeah. Just the color blue.
No, it was something specific blue.
Aqua blue. I'm pretty sure it was just describing the side, like the color of the side of a pool. Yeah, look it up. That's a good idea.
Oh, look.
Zima blue.
Yeah, Zima blue.
Yeah. Is Zima blue like what that's called? Like the color? No. The artist is just called Zima. Okay.
Yeah.
That was probably lots of spoilers. I apologize. Because you don't know that, I don't think, when you start the episode.
Well, the information is the artist is Zima. And yes, there's a lot with that. And there's some good episodes. But a lot of these come from a book. And I don't know if they're going to pull them from the book again or what. But yeah, they are...
The Witness was like a
weird one. Yeah. A lot of cosplayers do The Witness. It's really easy to do. And you actually get it when you see... Because it makes sense. I mean, a lot of them you can't... if you were to do a cosplay with it, it's like, oh, yeah, whatever.
I mean, you could do the
Witness,
human ones. Like you could do... Is that the first one, Sonny's Edge?
Yes. But The Witness, it's a very specific makeup setup and...
Like, it's messy, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
Like her lipstick is super. Like honestly, you could possibly think a Harley Quinn style, because the pigtail with the messy hair, the kind of messy makeup, but it's a little more specific instead of Harley. I mean, yeah, the other ones they just look normal, just people.
Good Hunting was cool. The Ice Age one was weird.
That was my least favorite, still.
I think I would agree. Fish Night was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird. The Dump was really weird.
Yeah.
These are all just weird. I did like Good Hunting. And it seems like a lot of people liked it too, because it's got 8.1. And then Beyond the Aqua Rift. Oh, that one. That one I couldn't figure out if it was CG or not.
But I think it was a mix. And actually
the Aqua Rift one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a mixture, but it was just like Uncanny Valley levels, and I think it actually was starting to get out of the Uncanny Valley.
So, well, the trailer kind of seemed the same way with the next season, so...
Yeah, that's true. Though I don't know. That Beyond the Aqua Rift was just like... that's like, I think the first time that I've experienced the Uncanny Valley.
So you're not thinking that they...
This one, the
intro to the trailer?
Yeah, this one, I'm pretty sure it's CG, just because the skin and stuff is too perfect. No, it's 100% CG.
Oops, that's not that.
because the guy that's 100% CG.
The guy definitely seems a lot more instead of.
It just seems a little bit more like the outlines are more like if it weren't for the outlines, because it's similar to like how Borderlands was. Like that art style has like comic style like black outlines around the characters. It's kind of like that. Like it's not, but that's about the thing I would describe it to. It would be like if that wasn't done in real life. So that looks like it could be real because there's a lot more detail to the skin and stuff. That's obviously not.
But the thing is, the Love, Death, Robot has a very different art style throughout each point. And that's the other thing is that, unlike heavy metal, it is the same. I don't remember now. It might be a different art style through it. But there's there are definitely different art styles throughout. It says volume 3? Oh, apparently they're talking about the 3rd season in 2022 as well. I did not catch that at the end of the trailer.
I didn't catch it either.
Because we were like quickly through it. But with that, we probably should wrap things up.
Okay. Army of the Dead.
Do what the yogurt says.
What does the yogurt say?